Henry and James woke up early the morning after their heist and started puffing back to Tidmouth sheds to get ready for the day ahead of them. But when they arrived, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Henry.
Good morning, Henry. I saw you and James were out last night and went to the mainland. What were you doing there?
Henry thought Sir Topham Hatt would be angry if he knew what they did, so he said,
"We were trying to find help to get the 109 sent to prison."
Well, I'm proud of you for taking initiative, Henry. But next time, please tell me when you're dealing with a threat like him.
Yes, sir.
After Sir Topham Hatt drove away, Henry's driver spoke to him.
He'd be pissed if he found out about the heist we committed, but he'd be proud of your selflessness. Just be careful over the next few days.
Henry agreed and set off with the local. But at Lower Tidmouth, trouble was brewing.
What's happening?
Percy asked as he saw the pack at work, along with another non-sentient construction crew.
"Some woman from the mainland came to Soda and stole a car,"
clattered Jack.
"We've been sent to look for them in the sewers below the roads after she was rumored to be hiding in them. And while digging,"
added Alfie,
"we discovered a container of hot fudge that had been properly covered up and had no sewage or anything in it."
I still wouldn't recommend it be consumed by anyone. It's not safe.
Just then the pack heard something.
"Uh-oh,"
said Kelly.
"We should get out of the way." "She's gonna crash!"
Not again. Did it have to happen this fucking early in the day?
Soon the cops showed up and arrested the driver.
So, why did you steal the car?
Because some pieces of shit named James and Henry stole a van of money from my penthouse, grunted the driver, who was named Lena.
Why would they do that? Henry and James seems like the types to abide by the law.
There has to be another reason for their crime. I'm not excusing their behavior, but they have to have something going on. I'll find out somehow. Somehow, the word didn't spread too much across the railway. But as Henry was taking his coaches and exited his tunnel, he was stopped at a red signal. He saw Ashima, who had crashed through some trucks of scrap and derailed.
Are you alright, Ashima?
I'm alright, but I've heard you went to the mainland and committed a robbery. Why would you do such a thing?
I found a guy who's in contact with the NCA and will get them to investigate T109's crimes for $50,000. I've paid him half of that so far, thanks to selling scrapped engines and committing a heist on the mainland with James's help. I made a promise to you, and I'm going to keep it.
Ashima was flattered.
I'm glad that you're so loyal and willing to help me, but if you're going to continue with this, at least let me come with you and James. I feel partially responsible for this.
Alright, I will. Just don't tell anyone, please. Meet me at Vickerstown on Thursday, and we'll discuss our plan there.
Soon Harvey arrived with the breakdown crane to help clean up the mess, and Henry steamed away.
I told you things would be okay, old boy.
Later he met James, who was repairing the viaduct.
So what's the plan to raise the rest of the money?
Asked James.
Some jealous woman saw us on our heist last night and responded by coming to our island, stealing a car, and ended up crashing into a container of hot fudge at Lower Tidmouth. We'll meet at Vickerstown this Thursday and then set off from there.
I admire your courage. But before we go and commit our next heist, should we get rebuilt into our punch track molds for the next occasion? We can go into those designs and be reverted at any time, you know.
Great idea. We'll also make sure we get a matte finish so nobody can tell it's us.
2 days later, Henry and James got redesigned into their Puntrack models at Croven's Gate, and then went to Marin to collect some weapons before they left. Oliver delivered their weapons.
Alright, you two, do not back down, and do not bow to Class 40. Honestly, it's more like Ass 40.
You have skills, Oliver?
I try.
You guys be careful up there.
As Oliver puffed away, Henry's driver came back.
Before we set off for the mainland, let's go on a test run down the main line loop to make sure we're fast and strong enough. I already contacted the signalman and made sure all the lines were cleared for this. Then we'll go and fill up on coal and water at Vickerstown and put our plan into action.
Sounds good.
Grinned James, and instantly they started racing down the main line loop right past Oliver, who was collecting passengers from Wellsworth. Soon they got back on the main line.
James, Henry, don't get yourselves killed!
But this did nothing. James and Henry were heading for the mainland. After they met with Ashima right after the Vickerstown Bridge, they started putting their plan together when me, Mike, and Melissa showed up to join.
So here's how the plan will go. I'll stand in the tower at the station and keep a lookout for anyone who could see us. You guys all need to keep your phone ringers on so I can alert you if anyone is watching you. I'll disable the security cameras, then Mike, you and 1911 will go into the penthouse and crack the vault. Sounds good?
Thank you all for doing this for me.
You're welcome, and we've got one more member of this heist who will help us in case shit gets ugly.
Harold the helicopter landed nearby.
In case any of you get swarmed by the police, I'll come in and save your asses.
We all agreed and set off to Bridlington. Once there, it became clear that this would be an easy heist. Or so we thought.
Charlie, get Henry and James turned around so they can head home quickly in the right direction.
Melissa ordered, and then she snuck into the tower and disabled the security.
I'll go with the lines to make sure nobody sees us. Well, can we have gotten Thomas to help us? He has his cannon.
The number one rule of heists like these is to never add potential victims.
The coast is clear.
Did any of you bring a van we could store the money in?
I did. I'm always one step ahead of you.
Thank fucking God.
Meanwhile, me and Mike got to the top floor of the penthouse and started trying to bust into the vault. "Ain't you glad you got a friend who has a hook like I do?" said Mike dryly. "I'm thinking of using chains to yank these off." And no sooner had we done so, we grabbed the money bags. Then, it happened.
Oh, shit!
You are all in so much trouble, it's f***ing scary.
Alright, here's the plan now. I'll ride back in Henry while you two go to the top of the penthouse. Harold will be waiting for you, and he'll fly you back to Sodor. I'll meet you at Wellsworth then. Enjoy the damn action, boys!
Are you ready for this, dude? Yes, let's just go. We're gonna teach these corrupt cops a lesson.
Next time, we're sending more officers to the top of the building to avoid this shit.
Nice try, officers. If you want us, you'll have to catch us.
Don't you get cocky, you shitbirds! We're gonna catch you and make you wish you were never born!
Be careful, you all!
Ashima yelled before switching on to the Peel Godred line. Meanwhile, Henry and James raced back to Wellsworth Station to deliver the cash to Walter, but the SWAT driver wasn't paying attention, slipped on some water, and spun out of control.
Oh, I hope everyone's okay.
Is everyone alright?
I think so. Oh, I can't even lift up my arm. We're stuck under here.
I'm gonna need some serious repairs after this.
Stay calm, you two.
We'll get help and you'll be alright,
This was not my fault.
Walter said to Kelly. By that morning, the mess was being cleaned up, and police, fire, and medical crews were on the scene. Nobody had been killed, but a solid amount of injuries had been sustained. Sir Topham Hatt came to see all of us,
I admit it.
Henry said to Sir Topham Hatt.
Me, James, and Ashima did go and commit multiple heists, and got 1911. Mike and Melissa to help us. We did it so we could pay Walter here, and get D199 investigated, and sent to prison by the NCA. Isn't that right, Walter?
Yes, now that I have the needed money from you guys, I will start my journey to the NCA headquarters and get D199's ass in jail.
He also did it for me. He promised me he would get D199 put in prison, and he kept it. James, you're lucky to be with Henry.
Sir Topham Hatt sighed.
You all have great intentions, but you could have talked to me about D199 instead. If they end up taking me to court and I lose, I'll need you two and Ashima to remain on smaller jobs for a month until the bad publicity dies down.
I understand, sir. I'll gladly pay for the medical bills of anyone who suffered any injuries here.
And I'll help transport victims to the hospital if needed.
But things didn't go as badly as expected. Bridlington's higher-ups did take Sir Topham Hatt to court, but since their SWAT team caused the crash that resulted in many injuries, but thankfully no fatalities, the court let Sodor off the hook, aside from a minor slap on the wrist. This slap on the wrist included a $3,000 fine. Bridlington also paid a fine of the same amount. D199's illegal activities were discovered and he was taken to jail. As for Henry, James, and Ashima, they continued their work knowing that next time, if they're after any criminal, they should ask Sir Topham Hatt for help. And will do so in the future.
And you should know that as well. We all did this.
Yes, I know, Harold.